What's up, YouTube? It's been a while. I haven't really updated on any of my tanks, but I am back. I've actually been pretty busy with school, so I haven't really been recording for whoever watches, but I mean, I'm pretty sure no one watches, so sorry to myself. But anyways, yeah, so I just want to shoot another update video. I know it's not Friday, I know it's Monday, and I usually upload Friday, but I mean, I haven't uploaded in such a long time that, I guess it doesn't really matter. But yeah, let's just cycle through the tanks. Let's start with the far bottom row, if you folks still remember. This is one of my 10s. Now, the plants did melt back, specifically the Java fern. You can't really tell because I actually bought a new clump. Just because I was busy at school doesn't mean I stopped, buying plants and whatnot. Every time after class, I would stop by the local pet shop and see if they had anything new. Because supporting your local shops is good. So if you ever have any local fish shops around you, like a mom and pop, I definitely recommend stopping by, supporting, spending some money there. But yeah. So the Java fern is still melted back. I did get some new ones. I bought like about $20 worth of new plants. So this tank is still looking good. Now this tank is actually really clean. And I think it's because of those bushy nose plecos to the far right of the screen or the tank. Yeah, they're like non-stop cleaning. So yeah, the tank looks pretty good. I've been dosing, and I feel like the plants are slowly recovering from that Fern 2 when I medicated this tank about 2 or 3 or 4 weeks ago. You can still see that there's a little bit of brown on the leaves still. I took most of the brown off. Now the leaf that has a little bit of brown on it is majority green still, so I didn't chop that leaf off. But yeah, so this 10 gallons looking good, the rainbows are looking good, the angels looking good, and my bushy nose are just doing work. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. And the crypts are doing pretty well too. They're not as growing as tall as I want them to, but right now, as long as they're growing, they're sprouting new leaves, I'm okay with that. But yeah, so this 10 gallons is doing good. Let's bounce over to the next one. Now, this one's a little bit iffy. You can tell there's still brown algae, or I don't know if it's algae or diatoms or whatnot, but yeah, doesn't look too hot. The plant load is way lower. A lot of those plants actually didn't survive, the Fern 2 dosing per se. A lot of them just melted back and died. Especially the trident Java fern in the back. You can barely see it's behind this actually container. But I probably have like 4 or 5 rhizomes left. Hopefully they survive and they start growing, but we'll see. The fish, the gouramis, is still doing well. The white clouds are doing well. Yeah, they're all doing well, so it's good. The plants aren't doing too hot, but yeah, I don't really know what to say. Next time I won't dose with Fern 2, or I'll know better. But yeah, so this tank's doing all right. Hopefully, I'm gonna get a bushy nose pleco or some snails in here to clean up the algae, because it's kind of an eyesore looking at it. Oh yeah, and the Java fern narrow leaf, or needle leaf in the back is not doing so good. I bought it about, I think, 2 months ago, and it hasn't really grown much since. I haven't seen new growth, I haven't seen new plantlets, so it's just kind of been there, actually slowly dying off, probably because of the Fern 2, and just because it's kind of a weaker plant, not in my opinion, but the ones I have right now are kind of weak, so yeah, that kind of sucks. But yeah, I know I have an auction in San Diego. There's my fish club is actually having an auction, so if I'm lucky, I'm gonna keep my eye out for some plants and some fish. So hopefully, if they have some Java ferns, I'll pick those up too. But yeah, this tank's doing all right. Next one. Alrighty, so this one looks a little bit barren. I know I had rainbows in here last time. I still have them. I actually moved them to my 30-gallon tank, or 29 or 25 gallon, I'm not too sure what it is, to be honest. I moved them all to that tank just because I was going to medicate them. Obviously I don't want to medicate it with plants anymore because my plants just die off. I did move some plants around too. I had 2 lily bulbs in here this time, or I believe in the previous video. I took those ones out, and so I took one out at least, and then I had this one lily barely like sticking, or barely, you know, staying alive, because actually I don't know, something, they started to melt back for some reason, so I wasn't really sure. I did take out a huge clump, or majority of the guppy grass, to clean this tank because the bottom was getting a little bit too dirty for my liking, because I couldn't vacuum it because the guppy grass would actually just get stuck in the gravel vacuum, so it was kind of annoying. But I'm debating if I want to toss it back in here or not, because it kind of just takes over the tank. I believe it like sucks up all the nutrients too, so yeah, so I'm debating if I want to toss it back in there. I mean, this tank right here with the guppy grass probably had the highest plant load, so nutrients wasn't really, you know, out there. It kind of, all the plants kind of fought for all the nutrients, so maybe that's why the lilies were kind of stunted. So I'm kind of debating if I just want to toss the guppy grass in its own separate tank, and then let these ones like kind of get some room to grow. This little angel was actually from the 25 or 29 30-gallon tank, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I put it inside here. Whoa, I don't even know what he just ate. Oh, he's going for it. What the heck? Anyways, yeah, I guess he's hungry. Yeah, that one is just by his lonesome self, because I already treated him. He didn't need to be treated, and when I put him with the rainbow fish were so active, it kind of, he couldn't compete for food, so yeah, I put him in here by himself. Hopefully I could beef him up, and then once he gets a little bit bigger, I'll probably toss him back in. But yeah, this tank's alright. Let's go to the top one. Alrighty, let's back up so you can get a full view of this tank. Alright, so this is my 40 breeder. Didn't really change much besides where plants go. I moved that big lily to the far back, and then I moved the, let's see, Anubias kind of to the mid left. So yeah, all the plants are doing pretty well. I don't know if I have a heavy plant load in here, or heavy enough. I think I have too many plants in here and not enough fish, or not enough nutrients going to the plants, because let's bring it in a little bit tighter. If you look at this Nubius right here, it actually has a yellow leaf, or yellowing leaves. So there is some type of nutrient deficiency in this tank. I'm not sure if it's potassium, nitrogen, what have you, so I gotta kind of troubleshoot that, which is kind of annoying. But I mean, for some reason I don't have really, like, it's hard for me to grow a Nubius and have it flourish, you know. I mean, my Nubius grow, but they never look like really that good. Like this lily in the far left, like that thing looks great, you know. Like, yeah, that thing was, since day one, has just been growing and growing and growing. Same with this one, not so much, but it still grows and it still looks healthy. But yeah, my Nubius, they're supposed to be really easy, not demanding plant, and you know, I've had the most trouble with them. My swords aren't doing too hot either. I did put, actually, this is new. Let's back up a little bit. Let's get the full tank. I did put dirt in a lot of these containers, or these Tupperwares. So you can see to the sword Tupperware will have half dirt and half fluorite. So waiting to see if that really affects the plants or not. Hopefully it does, but if it doesn't, then I guess can't really do anything about that. But yeah, I haven't really had any good luck with the fluorite. I've been using it for a while. I haven't seen like amazing plant growth, but I have nothing to compare it to. You know, I never ran any, like, you know, I never put swords or crypts in just dirt. I mean, just gravel. So I really wouldn't know. But yeah, I did pot a few Nubius to the right hand. You'll see that, you know, these Nubius were actually just wedged into between the Tupperware last time. But I actually started putting them into these pots. And all these pots right here actually are filled with half dirt and half fluorite. So hopefully the Nubias start really, you know, adjust to the substrate and start to grow. My rainbows in this tank are doing really well. I know I had a rainbow in that 10-gallon tank, one of the red Iranians that I was quarantining him. I actually put him back in this tank. He's doing well, and a lot of my Chinese algae, or all my Chinese algae eaters, are doing well. They actually really do a really good job about cleaning the tank. They're just like non-stop cleaning the tank. So yeah, I'm really happy with this tank. I just wish that some of the Nubius or some of the plants would grow a little bit better. But fish load wise, they're all doing well. Super active, slowly growing, or not slowly, but steadily growing. So I could see the growth, you know. But yeah, so let's move on to the next tank on my fish rack. What thing? Alrighty, so this is the 20-30 gallon tall tank or whatnot. I don't know. Never really know with these tanks. I know what, like, you know, a standard 10 looks like, but I never know what, you know, one of these taller tanks or like an awkward tank. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's 20 gallon, 20 tall, or 25 tall, 29 tall, 30 tall. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure I could Google it and find out, but I guess I'm too lazy. But yeah, the light's a little bit, you know, blowing out the image, but let's see if I can readjust it, see if it looks a little bit better. Anyways, yeah, so this is my tank to the far right with those Bosmanis in it. I did move some plants over here from other tanks. Like, I keep moving plants around, so yeah, it's always something a little bit new, or different, I guess. The ones in the pots, the circular off yellow or off orange and green pots are, I believe they're like Cryptspiralis. I'm not sure. It was kind of an unnamed plant that I bought, and I just kind of tossed it into the pots. And the pots all have half soil, half fluorite mix, so it's only been 2 weeks, so I can't really tell if there's any crazy growth or, you know, the plants are actually melting back, those Cryptspiralises or whatever. They're actually melting back, so I did move the Windalov Java fern. So it looks super bushy right now. Right behind, to the right hand side, right behind the Windalov is my trident. I moved that around also. If you don't know, or I don't even think I did an update, but I actually have raccoons starting to, you know, dig in my tanks, and it's kind of annoying because they always uproot plants and they always get in the way of stuff. So yeah, so I always have to replant plants or kind of put plants back where they belong, because once they move the sponge or the heater, it kind of kicks up dirt and stuff like that. So it's kind of annoying. So this is the only tank that I had doesn't have a top. So this seems to be the only tank that the raccoons could actually get into. And yeah, so they always move around my, excuse me, my knees are kind of hurting because I am squatting. Sit down a little bit better. But yeah, so the Java fern always gets grabbed by the raccoons. They never seem to eat it, and I hope they never do, because those are actually kind of pricey. But yeah, they just grab it and they kind of uproot it or move it around, which is kind of annoying. But I guess I can't really control that because my tank's outside, so yeah, I can't really do anything about that. The fish in here are doing really well. Those Bosmanis, you can tell them they're a little flaring up. I believe that's the male right there. Looks pretty happy. Let's bring it in a little bit closer so you guys can get a better picture of them. But yeah, yeah, these guys are looking really happy. The Grommy is actually really mean. I've seen him chase every single fish in this tank around, and the reason why I actually put him in this tank was because he was chasing the other fish. So I moved this guy around like at least 3 times, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with him. I mean, the rainbow fish are fast and big enough to, you know, swim away, but it's kind of, I don't know, this guy's kind of just a bully. Right now he's just chilling, but you know, this guy's a dickhead. But yeah, so let's just pan over because I really like this corner of this tank because it looks so lush. But yeah, so this is my 30, 40 something tall tank or whatever, or not 40, 20, 30, I'm not sure, somewhere in between there. But yeah, let's back it up and we'll finish this video. You can see the whole fish rack in its beauty. Yeah, I'm kind of outside, so hard to get the whole thing in the frame because I'm using this Galaxy right here. But yeah, so this is my fish rack. Sorry for not updating you guys for like about 2 weeks. I've just been a little bit busy, but try my best to start, you know, going back to the regular routine. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy this update and see you guys next time.